Hello everyone, this is Dan Gramza, and welcome to Gramza Market Studies for Thursday, November 5th. Greetings from San Mateo, and also hi to Dan Reba. Dan, it was great traveling out here with you today, and I really enjoyed our visit. And let's take a look at those markets. Well, the NASDAQ market, stocks, indexes, we were looking for some follow through today. It'd be important to see that. And we're just not getting it. I mean, we did get it, really. I mean, the market did move up. And in the NASDAQ, it went through that buy point. So that means it would have taken out that from that sell point to that buy point. And that was $820 as the dollar value of that move. But we just didn't get the follow through. And that's a little discouraging. All these indices made their magnitude objectives, but we're just not seeing that strength follow through in that market. And that's a little disappointing. Actually, it is bearish. It implies, and we come into some of the numbers today, not a good sign. If we were going to see the follow through, it was important to see it by now, especially with the setup that we have. So it's going to take news to turn this around. This rejection that we're seeing, the shadows on the highs inside the benchmark candle, is not a good sign for continuation. So we have to be cautious here now. Right setup before, but here the tide is turning a bit. So now we need to be sensitive to that fact. But we saw some weakness coming into here, but check out the currencies. There we saw the dollar get weaker across the board. We can see the euro and the Swissy and the pound, which really kind of led the way. The Aussie dollar all got firmer, all reached magnitude objectives. Same thing for our friend Mr. Yen. That met magnitude objective as well. So positive moves. Whether we're going to see enough today to get the follow through, I'm not really sure about that because of the way these are set up. But I can tell you this, it is a critical setup. When you see this market taking out these highs like you see in the Swissy, follow through is very important. And follow through to the upside, not to the downside. So if this would back off, it would imply a sideways market. If we can get going, we got a trend getting ready to start. In the interest rate markets, short end of the curve continues its march. We can see in the notes and the bonds, they both kind of fell out of bed a bit, especially the bonds, but they are still at the next level of critical parameters for it. So again, today is kind of a critical day for these guys. It's been that way almost every day this week, and it's because of where they're located with respect to this previous action. That's why I'm saying that. So very interesting setup. We're looking for unchanged to lower, but because of these areas that we found buyers before, we need to be sensitive to what's going on here. In the metals markets, well, gold continues its climb, and it's got, we were looking for unchanged to higher, right? We weren't looking for a big move. Well, it did go higher on selling, and the same thing for silver, and that is troublesome. I mean, these are nosebleed territories for gold, but it's the way it's going up here. So again, I think from the long side, we'd want to be very cautious as this market makes new highs. I think today is going to be important in these markets too. We need to see follow through. Speaking of which, we just can't seem to get that. Excuse me. We just can't seem to get that for copper, can we? Right kind of setup, right type of structure overall, but just doesn't have a reason to get going. And we're just not seeing it. And here, this one did not meet magnitude objective as it made an attempt to the upside. Excuse me. And in the energy, well, we're pushing back up there. We got above $80 a barrel. And we're closing above $80 a barrel, which is what a lot of people are looking for. 82.50 is the next magic number. 82, where we found sellers before, is going to be a big deal too. So, do we get follow through here? Can we get that muster, that kind of energy there? When it comes to the downside here for natural gas, like we were saying yesterday, this is kind of suspect. We've seen that behavior before, that kind of rhythm. And sure enough, we just don't get the follow through. So natural gas, nothing telling us to jump on the other side of the fence with that one either. In the grains, well, did make new highs, like in corn, but just like we were talking before about with gold, we're seeing that with the grains. We're seeing markets making new highs on selling, not buying. Does not look good from a longer term perspective. It implies that we should see these markets backing off. So today is going to tell us that story. Are the buyers still here? If you were long from down here, do you want to stay long? I think so, until we see evidence that it can rotate back off. So very interesting setups. We got a lot of critical set moves here because we just didn't get the right kind of follow through. So that's why that kind of tension, in a sense, for these trades still remains. Well, hope you got a few ideas here that may be helpful, and I'm looking forward to being with you again tomorrow. In the meantime, take care.